is a reel-to-reel film canister. And for almost a century, this was the only way to get high-resolution movie quality footage from a camera to a screen. And some of you might even remember these things. Film production studios would have warehouses chock full of them. Every take of every movie or TV show they filmed were shot on film, put in a canister, labeled, cataloged. Finished prints would go into the film vault and dailies would go to the editing bay, where most of it would end up on the cutting room floor. Now, an essential step in those days was to make a copy of the film roll before you did anything else. In case an editing mistake or worse happened, you'd still have a backup. Of course, we still do this in the digital video world, but this step is rarely standardized in the industry. I mean, some production houses back everything up in offsite storage units on conventional drives, while others employ cloud-based methods of backup. Each has its set of benefits and drawbacks, but in either case, the backup footage doesn't really do anything for you once it's, well, backed up. I mean, other than give you peace of mind. Until now. This is the SNS EVO. It's a purpose-built NAS for content producers who want to work at full speed. And this, well, that's Wasabi. And now it isn't a server or a tape drive, it's an archive in the cloud. Also designed for video producers who want to keep working even when not near their main storage. So let's put both on the bench and see what's inside. First off, just take a look at the EVO. I mean, it's a beast with multi-core CPUs, 6 1-gig Ethernet ports, and capacity starting at 40 terabytes. And this isn't even the big boy. I mean, you can scale these out from the small 4-bay here and go all the way up to a 60-bay. Not to mention the outward expandability of EVO Nearline, which can combine multiple EVO systems together and get you into the petabytes of storage capacity. And all of this storage is specifically designed for broadcast centers, production houses, I mean, people who need their footage available to multiple team members at the same time. I mean, let's say you have a small team of 8 people within your post-production house. A producer, 3 editors, a colorist, 2 VFX designers, and a sound designer. Never forget your sound designer. Now, after filming your latest piece of content, you normally back up all of the footage on conventional hard drives through a tower or on your network somewhere. Now, everyone has to download that footage onto their individual workstations, which takes time and even more hard disk space. Now, what if they could all pull from that exact same footage simultaneously? Well, with just one of these EVO units, you're now able to feed each of the branches of your team the content they need, all without copying a single file. Well, other than the initial backup, of course. I mean, no downtime, no drive crashes. It just works. And it works within all of the most popular NLEs. Now, all of this sounds incredible, but let's kick it up one more notch by putting a little spice into this thing, maybe a little wasabi to be exact. See, Wasabi is cloud without the hidden fees, and it's 80% less than the cost of, say, Amazon. With Wasabi, you never run out of space and you always have access to your content when you want it, where you want it. Wasabi can be directly connected to your EVO. So let's say that all of your editors decided to all work from home at the exact same time. Well, normally you'd have to upload the footage to something like Google Drive or mail out a hard drive to each editor to keep the show going. But with a little simple integration, you can now get your video from your EVO to an instance of Wasabi cloud storage, all without breaking a sweat. By configuring EVO's cloud backup software, Slingshot, you can now automatically back up your footage to your Wasabi instance and then distribute proxy or even full resolution video assets directly to your team members without any extra work. Simply add a new alias to your EVO under the Slingshot menu on the EVO web interface, fill in your credentials, and just like that, you're linked to your Wasabi instance. Now, all you need to do is set up a time interval for when your media will back up. I mean, it'll even automatically email you its status, should you desire it. See, with Wasabi now fully able to connect to the EVO hardware, you're now able to produce great looking content quickly and effectively with the team. And they don't even have to be in the same building. And all that content will automatically be backed up and secured, all without you having to lift a finger. I mean, look, I think we've come a long way since these old things. I mean, I wonder what's on this one anyway. All right, that's it for this episode of On the Bench, and we'll see you next time.